When the news of the river that allegedly turned to blood in Enugu State, Nigeria, broke out in 2019, everybody had one or two things to say about it. If I could remember accordingly, some people said that the gods of the land were angry. Other people said that God is gradually releasing his wrath on the country because of how bad things are turning out in the country. It was really funny hearing different talks from different people with different natures of gullibility. It is also funny that whenever there is a strange change in nature, most black men easily think that it is related to spiritual powers. This is one of the reasons why I believe that Africa is still far behind other continents in the world in terms of development and other things. Funnily, I used to be among the people who believed that it was spiritual for a river to have suddenly turned blood red in color overnight. Since there was no physical explanation for it, we easily settled for the spiritual reasons, which we were not even sure of ourselves, so much for being gullible. Recently, I found out that the true reason behind the strange change in nature, and I could not believe that I was too gullible to have thought that the gods were angry, so they turned the river in Enugu State to blood. In fact, when the video was released back in 2019, I was so scared, but looking at the video again today, I found myself laughing at myself for not doing my research very well. Okay, so what happened? Now that I know what actually made the river in Enugu turn red, I will be so glad to explain to the people who actually thought that it was spiritual. Firstly, there is a microorganism called Duneliella algae, and it lives inside most every river, lake and water sources. Now, if you notice closely, the river in Enugu State turned to red color around that dry season of the year. That was one of the reasons the water turned red, because of the dry season. The river started to dry out, and whenever a river is drying out, it gradually becomes warm in temperature. This warm river gradually becomes salty as the water dries out. The organism mentioned above flourishes abundantly in a salty, warm water environment, and this makes them release a toxin that actually turns the water red. Hence, you think the water has turned to blood. This research was carried out and published on the National Geographic website. Interestingly, this type of incident has also happened in another countries too. For example, Ghana, China. Okay, I can imagine. Wow, can see. Hey, this is serious. Do not believe or do not be deceived anymore. No gods are angry anywhere, and no God is releasing his wrath on anyone. We have just failed to understand nature extensively. Thank God that the white man who makes researches to find out the truth about nature and its wonders be like the white man and be wise. Okay, you can see the water turning to red. This is serious. Let's say what people are saying. I don't even know the interpretation of this. I'm waiting for Enugu pastors to give their own interpretation. But remember, Jesus predicted rivers turning into red as sign of end time. So be alert. All said and done, what is your scientific explanation? Did you even understand what happened there? The picture of the Dunaliella algae was erroneously omitted in the article. However, I have decided to post it here for those who want to see it. I sincerely apologize for the mistakes. Okay. Storyteller, you are the one deceiving yourself. Show me another river like that, except the one God did through Moses in the land of Egypt. Did you even get to read the article to the end? They showed multiple rivers in the post. Also, the story of Moses has no proof of the item also. Well penned. So, dear scientists, explain why it turns back to colorless when it joins another tributary and not lighter red. Did you have a pictorial evidence for this claim? Oyibo people didn't allow us to evolve naturally. The gate crashed into our development trajectory with a bang and left us clueless about which way to continue. That explains why our guys that go abroad perform like their Oyibo hosts or even do better. Black race, black brain. What science cannot explain, they term it as irrational. You didn't blame them then for assuming that it was the work of gods. It's not a common occurrence. Who would have conducted such a sophisticated research for them? You are also gullible because you did not know why it happened until you recently got this information. I am really sorry to say this. You have not read the article with understanding. I made it clear that in the article that I was gullible. Okay, the writer is the one who is explaining this whole thing here. Where in the world has it occurred? What quantity required to change a large blood of such H20 when the blood-like sample was drawn? The iron reddish color composition from equal to the algae because mysteries also holds. Wow, this is wonderful. Thanks for the updates. A lot of people were really afraid of that. You writer did not know God. Don't worry, when you die you will know. Did remember when God turned the river of Egypt to blood, even a river in China, Russia, because of too much evil in the land? Somebody does still not believe that it is scientific, but believe that it is the God. Well, so guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this.